Next news, breaking news.
Biden was certified as president. Jay Clayton fired back at Mark Warner. So stop right there. Warner thought he had a trap, and Clayton sidestepped the whole rigged script while Trump gears up for a 9 p.m. White House address on election integrity. And that panic? Well, you're going to see it. It gets worse, though, when we hit Ossoff and Fulton County. And without free and fair elections, you don't have a country, Trump said before Thursday's 9 p.m. address. And that's the whole fight. And look who started sweating before he even speaks. Mark Warner plays 2020 word games. John Ossoff sputters over the Fulton County raid. And the fake news cartel floods the zone with anonymous leaks. You and I have seen this scam before. They pre-spin, they smear, they panic. John Solomon just warned that the leaks are wrong. And that tells me Trump is heading straight at the pillar of their power. So John Ossoff wants confusion in Fulton County, and Big Insurance wants confusion in Medicare. Same racket. Chapter cuts through the Medicare confusion industrial complex because it's simple by design. One call, one advisor. Under 20 minutes, they look at your doctors, look at your prescriptions, your whole situation, and tell you the truth with no propaganda, just facts. No endless forms, no runaround, no pressure to stay stuck where Big Insurance makes money. And that's how middlemen keep control and seniors get trapped. See, Chapter works for you, not Big Insurance. So if you're already on the right plan, they will say it. If not, they can help you switch. It's free. There's a number on your screen. So call Chapter at 910-728-4109. Last year, people who found new plans with Chapter saved an average of $1,100. When the middlemen profit from confusion, clarity becomes a weapon. Now, John Solomon said many things in those stories are wrong before Trump's speech. Read that again, because the media is trying to write the headline because they know that Trump plans to go around them and hit the country directly. Now we're going to walk through the tweets because the panic is real. President Trump is preparing to drop bombshells in a primetime 9 p.m. White House address on Thursday night. Big news.
Planning for a primetime address to the nation tomorrow night, Thursday night. No specific details just yet, but he did mention it would be there would be some sort of announcement on election integrity. Check this out.
Well, I'd rather save it. It will concern that subject, but it's really big news. It's really big news. And our country has to shape up. But that's what we're going to be talking about Thursday is it doesn't get bigger, because without free and fair elections, you don't have a country. We'll be discussing other things too, but it's going to be a very big announcement.
So what those other things are remains to be seen. He made election integrity a main pillar for his second-term agenda, pushing lawmakers yet again, especially in the Senate, to pass the Save America Act. That has yet to happen. So that address, however, expected Thursday night in prime time from the Oval Office.
So Trump put the election integrity at the center of the primetime address, and the fake news already trying to script it before he speaks. Now, John Solomon warning Americans not to buy the leaks because what's really coming is much bigger. Don't believe the leaks.
Will be the headline Friday morning regarding the speech. I mean, what do you think? This feels like a bit of a potpourri. I don't know what to expect exactly.
Well, one of the things I have learned to expect is that if you see mainstream headlines 2 days or 3 days ahead of an event with anonymous sources, you should probably assume they're not going to be 100% accurate. There's a really good track record on this, that media often get what's going on in the Trump White House wrong. I am aware what the president's going to talk about. I can't talk about it yet. We'll have to, I'm in a White House job temporarily. And so let's wait and see what the president does. I will say I've seen several stories written in the last 12 hours, some mentioning me by name. And I can tell you that many things in those stories are wrong. And that's just been the dynamic of the Trump presidency. The mainstream media can't get in. They're not trusted by the White House. And then they write stories that, when compared to what ultimately happens or the facts, get debunked. That's Russia collusion, Hunter Biden, and quite frankly, almost everything that happens day in and day out in this Trump White House. So I'd encourage people to tune in. I think when the president picks a primetime news conference, it means he has something very important to talk about. And I don't think he'll fail to deliver that. I think he'll deliver something really important to the American people.
All right, John, you know me. You can't just
Come
tease
on.
me saying, I know what he's going to talk about, but I'm not going to really share. So I'll try to
Yeah.
circumnavigate that by
Sure.
asking potentially probing questions. There's reporting this morning, and you mentioned that some of these reports aren't necessarily always accurate. So is the reporting accurate that the president will address Iran, which seems that it might make sense given that he notified Congress yesterday or recently that hostilities or the war is continuing? Is that reporting accurate? We'll start there.
I don't think the speech is set yet, so I think we ought to wait and see what he does. I unfortunately, I have to shed my journalist title for a day or two and be allegiant to the
That's
commitments
fair.
I made in the project I'm on. But I think people will walk away from Thursday night's press conference with a lot of new information and say, wow, that was pretty amazing. I think that's what is there. Not everything is set in stone. And as you know, 3 days is an eternity in a White House. So what people think they might be doing on Monday could be entirely different by Thursday. And I think we should wait, trust that the president has a big reason to be doing a primetime press conference and or a primetime speech and talk directly to the American people and see what it is. But I think people will be, from what I know, I think it'll be a very newsy speech.
Very newsy speech. Dancing around the edges there. So while the media keeps guessing about Trump's speeches, another front opening inside Washington, DNI nominee Jay Clayton lays out a mission built on objective intelligence and restoring trust after years of deep state games. Director of National Intelligence nominee Jay Clayton today in the nomination hearing.
I've been fortunate to serve in a broad range of leadership roles. In both the public and private sectors. Each position has presented challenges and opportunities. If confirmed, I intend to approach the DNI role in the same way I have approached these roles, mission-focused and team-oriented, taking on the challenges and seizing the opportunities. The mission of the Director of National Intelligence is clear: to ensure that the policymakers and institutions that the intelligence community serves, especially the President, our military leaders, and Congress, receive the best possible intelligence in a timely, objective, and independent manner. That mission and obligation will be front of mind every day. If confirmed, I will work to strengthen the coordination and communication between the intelligence community and the people we serve. I will focus on enhancing the trust of the American people in the ODNI, the intelligence community, and our federal government generally. I will have an open door and walk the halls policy. This has proven invaluable. I also look forward to engaging with this committee and the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence frequently.
So he's got some pretty big shoes to fill, especially after Tulsi Gabbard's departure, where she exposed the Russiagate scandal that goes back to Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. And of course, with respect to the raids that happened in Georgia, everyone's focusing on what is about to happen on Thursday night at 9 p.m. And the DNI plays a central role in that. Now, he promised timely independent intelligence and a focus on public trust, and that's exactly why Mark Warner jumps in next, trying to corner him on 2020 with a loaded question after another. You see, President Trump's expected to speak about what happened in 2020, and many people are pointing to Georgia. So the question here is being raised about 2020 yet again.
That Joe Biden won the 2020 election.
Senator, I'm not an election denier. Joe Biden was certified as the president of the United States.
Election denial is something we cannot have. So I will take that as you do not deny that Joe Biden won the 2020 election.
Yeah, I'm not. I think, let me just be clear. We have substantial work to do, and I've made it in improving our electoral processes. It's part of national security, and I feel strongly about that.
One of the things that, again, this will come around perhaps to
So Warner wanted a clean soundbite, and Clayton didn't give him one. He stuck to the fact that Biden was certified while warning election systems still need work. Next, John Ossoff goes into full attack mode over the Fulton County raid and starts demanding answers about Tulsi Gabbard.
Director Gabbard was present at the Fulton County raid in Georgia earlier this year.
You discussed that with me yesterday in your office.
Are you aware that Director Gabbard was present at the Fulton County raid earlier this year?
You brought it to me, my attention.
What is going
yesterday.
on here? You've said at the beginning of this you have an obligation to be honest
you-
and
you're
forthright
saying
with the
it-
committee.
no,
I'm
you're-
asking a
you're-
very simple question. Are
Actually,
you
no,
aware
you're-
that Director
you're
Gabbard was
asking
present
me-
at the Fulton County raid earlier this year? Yes or no? Are you aware?
I was.
You won't answer that question either.
I just said I was made aware of it by you yesterday.
The first time you learned that Director Gabbard was present at that raid was in my office yesterday?
It was the first time that, in my recollection, I've thought about it recently. Now, was I aware of it before?
What?
You brought it to my attention yesterday.
Okay.
I had not.
So
thought,
you had not known
I had
until...
not. I had not thought about it until you brought it to my attention yesterday.
Your answers lack credibility. Your testimony lacks credibility. You're being evasive and you're not being candid or forthright. And everybody across the country is going to watch this and know that. Are you aware that former Director Gabbard testified that her presence at the raid was, quote, requested by the president?
I'm not aware of that until now.
Okay, you are now aware of that.
Yeah.
Are you aware that members of this committee are already probing Director Gabbard's potential misconduct in this matter?
No, I don't. I'm not privy to your probe into.
Are you aware that the...
Wow. Ossoff is panicking right now. Do you deny that Biden won the 2020 election? Mark Warner snapped at Jay Clayton, and Clayton never gave Warner the surrender line he wanted. He said Biden was certified as the president. That answer blew a hole straight through the regime's favorite trick. Warner wanted a loyalty oath to the media narrative. Clayton brought it back to the actual record, then hammered the point that fixing the electoral process is national security. That's why Ossoff came unglued as well, barking about the FBI raid on Fulton County and Tulsi Gabbard being there. Why does that detail bother John Ossoff so much? Because secure elections expose the machine. You can feel the fear. Trump says this is really, really big news. And before he even takes the podium, Senate Democrats are already flailing on camera like the cleanup crew knows the evidence truck just pulled in. Senate Republicans need the SAVE Act on President's desk. It needs it now. No more stalling, no more consultant mush. Trump is taking this fight to prime time at 9 p.m. from the White House, and he already told us the core truth. Without free and fair elections, you don't have a country. So when John Solomon warns you not to believe the leaks because many, many things in those stories are wrong, listen to that. The same media that lied, spun, and smeared every election security question for years is trying to soften the ground before Trump even speaks. And Warner's meltdown plus Ossoff's Fulton County panic just confirmed the target. Watch who screams the loudest when Trump moves on election integrity. Watch who tries to bury Clayton's line that Biden was certified as president because they hate losing control of the wording. That speech is pressure. And it's pressure time for the Senate GOP and exposure time for the regime machine. Trump is going straight over their heads, and they know it. And we're going straight over YouTube's head as well. That's why we set up this telephone number, because we've seen your frustration in the comments. You don't get notifications. You can't find us in your feeds. I saw one comment the other day. Someone's like, Gary, I can't believe I'm actually seeing you in my feed. I haven't seen you for years. Well, there's one way around that. Thousands and thousands of patriots have already found the solution. They've texted the words raw feed to 844-840-4963. That's the number we put at the end of every video because we want to make sure you are connected with us so you get the notifications from me directly to your phone. One text message a night with a link to get caught up on the news of the day. We do that because we know YouTube's not going to do it for us. So make sure you text the words raw feed to 844-840-4963, and you do it right now.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this. Share this now.